Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 220.
I got up early today and left our little cottage here at Boardwalk to walk over to Hollywood Studios because it is pin release day again, and today they're releasing another new Star Wars Galaxy's Edge pin, and I've got to have that. So I walked over there, got there in time for the park opening, got in the quick line there to get the pin, and started heading back over to Boardwalk. On the way, there was a boat out in the lake in front of Hollywood Studios, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. They're out there with lifeguards doing some training or something. And then I saw there's a body floating in the water, and they were kind of using a board to try and put the body up on the water and bring it into the boat. And it kind of freaked me out because I thought it was a real body. And so I took a picture and sent it to Alyssa and was like, oh my goodness, someone fell in. I don't know what happened, but this does not look good. And so I stood there and watched for a few more minutes because I was like, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. And then I realized the body wasn't really moving much and was kind of stiff and looked kind of like a mannequin. And that's when I realized they were pulling a dummy out of the water and not a real person. And so I'm like, I got all freaked out and worried about nothing. It was just a lifeguard training thing, but whatever. Started walking back, and on the way back to Boardwalk, I saw the sign that said lifeguard training in progress, but the sign was only coming from Boardwalk, not coming from Hollywood Studios, and it wasn't there when I came earlier. So if I'd just seen the sign, that would have helped a lot. I headed back over to Boardwalk and went up to the lounge because I didn't eat breakfast, and I'm really excited about getting some breakfast here at the club level lounge. They had all kinds of different pastries and things, including Krispy Kreme donuts, which I am a huge fan of. So I had a couple of those with some coffee. They also had an entire counter full of other things like oatmeal and grits, of course lots of toppings for that as well, fruit and meats and cheeses, including some smoked salmon and a Spanish omelet. They had a lot of different options here for breakfast, and it's been very similar every day, but today I feel like they had just a little bit more than usual. Honestly, I just care about the donuts, but all the other stuff is nice too.
And while Robert was out on his very adventurous morning, I was back in the cottage packing up because it is room change day again. We are disappointed because the cottage has been super cute to be in and just very relaxing. But we have a really cool room we're going to. We're going to Grand Floridian to a theme park view room. Super excited about this, hoping to see the fireworks from our balcony. Can't wait to see what that looks like later. So we got all packed up. Robert came back to the room, did final packing, and then we called Bell Services. They took all of our luggage. They're going to transfer it for us. And then we went up to the club level lounge because we want to hang out here until lunchtime because it is a lot of work going from resort to resort. We either have to Uber or take Disney transportation. So we want to be here as long as possible, and our room probably isn't ready yet anyway. So we decided to hang out until lunchtime.
After they finished putting out all the snacks and stuff for lunch, we were chatting with some of the cast members we've gotten to know there at the club level lounge and talking about how we're excited to go to Grand Floridian for our first ever theme park view room and do a room tour and all this stuff. And he said, well, have you done any tours of the suites before? And I said, no, we haven't. We're not staying in the suites because they're too expensive. We're just sticking with the normal rooms, so to speak. And he said, well, would you like to at least see one of the suites? I'm like, yeah, why not? We're here. So we went over and he gave us a tour of the Boardwalk Presidential Suite, the Steeplechase Suite. We weren't able to do a room tour at this point, but we did get to walk around and see the entire thing. It is unbelievably big and ridiculously plush. They even have a TV in the living room that raises up out of the cabinet. It has a little motor on it. You hit the button and it rises up. Coolest thing ever. I never
really
knew
cool.
I wanted one of those until I saw it there, and I'm like, yes, I need one of those in my house.
And after we spent a decent amount of time oohing and eyeing over everything in this room, we did head back to the club level lounge, did eat some snacks. They do have mostly the same things that they've had before, only today for one of the main entrees they had a bao bun. We were really excited about this because it is different than the sandwiches we've been having. So we each got a couple of these. We were so excited, took a big bite, and we're like, that doesn't taste like what we expected it would taste like. So we opened one of them up, and this was one of the funniest expectation versus reality moments because the expectation of these was really high. They look amazing, presentation is great, But the reality is there was this little bitty sliver of meat and the rest was basically a salad. So we basically were eating a salad inside of a piece of bread. That was really disappointing. So we just stuck with the peanut butter and jelly. Thankfully, there was something to make up for this. I can't have the candy that they've had out all week. But today they sent out more candy than they have before, and this time it included chocolate-covered almonds. I was so excited about this, and they do have those little to-go bags for the trail mix, so I didn't fill it with trail mix. I filled it with chocolate-covered almonds because I'm going to take some of those with me.
After we finished snacking, we headed down to the lobby. We're going to work our way over to Grand Floridian, and when we got to the lobby, we ran into one of our friends who's a cast member working at the DVC booth there. Stopped and talked to him for a few minutes, and while we were chatting, Minnie Mouse and Donald Duck showed up, just wandering through the lobby. They were wearing their beach outfits, kind of like they wear over at Cape May. I have no idea where they came from or why they were here, but it was really cool to see them.
We each took a picture with them. They were so much fun, and Minnie kind of wandered away, but Donald kind of stayed near us. And he ended up making some really silly faces at some of the guests who did not know that he was doing it, which made us laugh hysterically and made the best video ever.
Awesome. I have no idea.
Hang on, Jordan. Yeah.
Donald, you're so funny. Aww, and sweet. And after we were done laughing at his antics, he actually went near the DVC booth, which is where we had been standing, and he saw a picture of Hawaii. And Donald decided to try and do the hula. He didn't do a great job of it, but turns out Minnie is really good at it.
Yeah, leave that to Daisy. Yeah. You could be the roasting. You could roast the barbecue and everything. Let you be the chef. Oh, okay. Oh, it's Minnie. Donald wants to go to Hawaii. See, she's got it down. Well, it's okay. We'll leave it to her.
This was such a fun character interaction, and we were so glad that we happened to be in the lobby at that moment. So it worked out. We got to see our friend and got to see some characters before we left. We then took a bus over to Magic Kingdom, and once we got there, we walked over and took a boat over to Grand Floridian. We had sent everything with bell services, so we didn't have any luggage with us, and we have plenty of time. There's nothing really scheduled today, so we're just taking our time getting to Grand Floridian.
When we got there, we went straight to our room, super excited to see our theme park view. We went over to the balcony and walked out and really could only see the Contemporary. We couldn't really see the theme park at all. If we kind of leaned on the railing and leaned out, we could see Space Mountain and some of the park. We thought it was really odd that we had a theme park view that we couldn't see the theme park. So we thought maybe this is actually lagoon view and not theme park view. So we walked back to the front and asked the front desk, and they were like, nope, you can see any part of the theme park from your room, so that's a theme park view. And so we just clarified every room on that side of the building is a theme park view, because some of them have an even worse view than we do further down. And she's like, yeah, all of those are theme park view. So needless to say, we were very disappointed with this, especially because it's kind of supposed to be the top of the top, the best resort, the best view.
The most expensive.
It definitely, yeah, really let us down. So we went back to the room, took pictures of all the details in the room, and did a room tour for Facebook and YouTube. Now in here in the room, we did get 2 queen beds as well as a pull-down day bed that is a twin. So we have the possibility of sleeping 5 people here in this room. And it looks like they left us a little hidden Mickey there on the bed with the towels. So that's cute. And so you can sleep 5 people in this room. I do think it would be comfortable to have 5 people in here just because it's a rather large room as far as floor space goes. And you can see that entire room tour linked in the description and up there in the corner. After we finished our tour, Alyssa was kind of tired. She was still not feeling great from whatever she's had with her sinuses and allergies going on. So she laid down for a quick nap and I went out on the balcony to work. And while I was sitting out there, I was working and I looked up and happened to notice that there was a rainbow. And I thought, oh, that's really pretty. I'll take a picture of that. And after I looked at it for a second, I realized it wasn't just a rainbow, it was a double rainbow all the way across over the Contemporary, unbelievably clear. And so I took some pictures with my phone and I loved it. It was amazing. And I was like, oh my goodness, I've got to get my camera and take pictures with that. So I ran back in the room, grabbed my camera and came out to take pictures. when I did, it woke Alyssa up because I went back in the room and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, there's a double rainbow out here. So she came out to see it too while I took some more pictures of it. It was just the coolest experience to get to see this. And had we not had this particular room with not the greatest theme park view, we may not have gotten to see this. So it was pretty awesome to be in just the right place at the right time and capture this because it was just incredible.
It was really special to get to see this, and I was really glad that I woke up when he came back in because pictures, of course, are amazing, but if you're there, you want to see it in person. So we did both just stay out there for a little bit and enjoy seeing this amazing double rainbow. We've seen quite a few rainbows being here at Disney because it rains like all the time, but a double rainbow was especially unique and something that we really haven't seen this year. So that was a very new experience for us.
After we headed back into the room, we decided to go on back over to Boardwalk because we still have club level access through the end of the day. And it's getting close to dinner time, so we took the monorail over to Magic Kingdom and then hopped on a bus over to Boardwalk. When we got there and went up to the lounge, they had another new chef up there tonight, and they were making a steak salad, which was pretty good. I'm not big on salad, but I like steak, so that worked out. And they also had mac and cheese with goldfish on top, because that's how you know when you've got fancy mac and cheese, when you have goldfish on top. And this actually turned out being like one of my favorite things. I took the steak from the salad and I put it in the goldfish mac and cheese, and it was kind of perfect. So yeah, I had a lot of mac and cheese. It was supposed to be for the kids, but I'm a big kid, so it's fine.
You made it adult mac and cheese. So
I think that works, yeah.
And everything else for dinner was the same as we've had the last few nights. But we definitely want to take advantage of everything tonight because it's our last night here in the club level lounge. So we ate our hearts out. Not that we weren't doing that before anyway, but we definitely filled ourselves up tonight. We stuck around until it was time for desserts. And I have to say, the first night was still my favorite because tonight they had 3 different types of mini cupcakes, but they either had sprinkles or they were red velvet, so I couldn't have those. And they also had cookies and cream fudge, which Robert was really excited about.
Yes, I was.
Not really my thing, so there wasn't a lot for me to eat besides the cookies, so I had a few of those, but I'm really missing those mini cheesecakes we had the first night because they were the best.
After we finished our desserts, I grabbed a cup of coffee, one last cup of coffee from the Nespresso machine before we left, and got back again on a bus over to Magic Kingdom to then take the boat over to Grand Floridian. It saves us like $15 in Uber each way, so it's worth it totally for us because we really don't have anywhere to be. Once we got back over to the resort, we headed up to our room, and that was the end of our day today, so we'll see you tomorrow
For our year with the ears.